the Austrian capital of Vienna, a historic and modern city resting on the banks of the Danube River. Vienna draws millions of visitors each year and was ranked the world's second most livable city in 2015. But what remains when the tourists turn in for the night? That's when the city reveals many of its secrets, from the dark to the exhilarating, the functional and the funky.
I've always thought success has two parts, and the first is that the party is wild.
Or that it's unforgivable. Depends who you meet. Life in Vienna can be great, but for some, it's not easy. And even dying can be a little different here.
One guest at a funeral actually refused to shake my hand. He thought if he did, he'd be next.
Vienna changes at night. You notice it first in the city's famed coffee houses.
There's a point when I ask guests that order an Americano if it's a coffee or a cocktail.
Austria's largest city is home to just under 2 million people. The Viennese may not always show it, but they have many sides. They can be warm or playful. Vienna can be depressing, enchanting, or completely out of control when the night falls. Our tour of nighttime Vienna begins in the city's 8th district at 9:30 p.m. We enter the Espresso bar off the Gürtel or Belt, Vienna's main traffic artery. Unimpressive from the outside, but inside it's a different story. Mitra Milosevic welcomes us. The Espresso is her baby. Milosevic is originally from Serbia, but came to Vienna over 40 years ago and fell in love with the city and this bar. It's now legendary, and we soon find out why. It's a little piece of the Balkans, right here in Austria. Many who now call Vienna home came from the former Yugoslavia, like Mitra. The country had historic ties to the former Austro-Hungarian Empire. People from all over met in Vienna, including in 3M.
When we had the last war in Yugoslavia, for example, Serbs, Muslims, Croats, Albanians were all at war with each other. Over there, but not here. Here we were all together. Here we have Serbian songs, Croatian songs. I had 2 Muslim waitresses. I had a Muslim singer, and I never had any problems.
How did she keep the deep divisions of war from spilling over here? Mitra has a big heart and incredibly good ears.
People would be sitting around, and I have a gift. I can be sitting in one place, and if 4 people are sitting over there, I can hear what they're talking about. I thought, if they start discussing politics, I'll go over there. And then I'll say, let's do a toast, this and that, and guide things in another direction.
Things could soon be heading in another direction for Mitra too. She's now handed off the bar to her successor.
All the very best to you, your family, and all of you who've been coming here for years. Thank you.
Prost, Prost, Thomas, Chef Prost.
An old former boss and a new young boss.
What will Mitra do next? Will she leave Vienna? Maybe she'll tell us later. Many of the city's streets are now dark, but the Wurstelprater is brighter than ever. The amusement park can take your breath away, but not just with its rides.
I like it when I see a lot of happy people here, when people are enjoying themselves. The Prater is my home. It's a big part of my life. I couldn't imagine life without the Prater.
It's a noisy home. But you get used to it, she says. Sylvia Lang runs the Daytona Beach Entertainment Center.
All good?
Everything except the one flipper.
I'll take a look. Thanks.
Something's sticking on flipper 3. Lang has a pretty good idea what's wrong. She grew up at the park, just like her family before her. She's the 5th generation of her family keeping the entertainment going.
That means you have to be here basically around the clock. You have to make sure everything works, that you have employees who show up for work. But you always have new people coming, so every evening is different. Each day is a new challenge and interesting.
The show must go on at the Prater. The bright lights and the fun make it easy to forget that people need to make a living here too. Lang knows all about the employees. She's the president of the Prater Association. She's willing to listen and help every night. She makes time for people, asks questions, mediates. The Prater has many speeds, and everyone here has their own pace. Sylvia has to think of everyone, including Sammy. He owns one of the oldest attractions, the toboggan.
He is very much on his own there. He's happy when someone comes by for a chat. We talk about his dog, about art and culture, and then things aren't half as bad.
The pictures in his office show that Sammy is actually a painter, an artist who at some point fell in love with the wooden tower with its slide, and his young customers.
It's because the children just love it. When they climb up, they're nervous. You have to keep an eye on them so they don't just jump on top of each other. They can be rambunctious. But once you've got them under control, they all have fun. And on the toboggan, people always say thank you afterwards. Okay, hands together and slide down. Wait. Stand here, one foot in front of the other.
Watching his customers laugh and have a good time is one reason why Sammy isn't considering quitting. His doctor is the other reason, he tells us with a wink.
Health-wise, it's better to be out in the fresh air and moving around than sitting at home smoking, drinking coffee, or the harder stuff.
Lang is already off to the next person. Does she still go on the rides herself?
Sometimes. It depends.
She's never been on this one. Tonight is supposed to be the night, and we will be there. Meanwhile, in the Central First District, it's time for an evening stroll. People still mill about, but not as many as during the day. The grandeur left behind by the Habsburg royal family feels even more magical. Vienna tends to leave a lasting impression, and tourists leave two things: money and trash. Enter MA48, an abbreviation familiar to all locals. It stands for Municipal Department 48. The MA48 crews are the heroes of Vienna and clean up the city. They're considered an elite unit, thanks in part to effective marketing. It's a job that feels good. What do they think of Vienna?
Vienna at night, up and down. At times it's wild, at times in winter pretty quiet.
Alen Radenkovic used to sell high-end stationery. Back then, no one would pat him on the back and say thank you. But at MA48 it happens often.
I dressed well. Now I'm dealing with trash. It wasn't easy at first, but I'm fine with it now.
His colleague Christian Arată used to work in the oil industry. Everything changed when he moved to MA48, apart from his hours.
I was used to working at night. I applied to do nights because of my young daughter, so that we could manage the time better, because my wife works during the day. It's perfect for us.
The most common piece of trash dropped by visitors: paper napkins. We now move to Vienna's 7th district, which includes the expansive Museum Quarter. It's also home to an area known for its wine bars and bistros, or Beiseln. Diners can enjoy wine and laugh about life and death. Many traditional Viennese songs are actually about death and dying, and the Viennese dialect itself seems to have no end of expressions for passing away.
Hat an Abgang gemacht, hat die Botsche gestreckt, hat ein Bagel gerissen, hat sie niedergelegt, hat sie der Pfeil von unten angeschaut, hat sie sozusagen ins Holzpyjama gehauen.
I actually trained as a pastry chef and confectioner and did that for quite a while, but eventually I stopped enjoying it. My mother had a friend in the funeral business and asked if I could imagine doing that.
Night shift at this Vienna funeral home. Andreas Nevrivi and his team pick up those who've just died. Their vehicle has space for 4 of the temporary coffins. While Vienna is a very livable city, it has always had a unique relationship with death. Few get as close to it each day as Andreas Nevrivi.
You can't really be afraid of it because you have to do the work, and you shouldn't take it home with you either. You need to be able to get it out of your mind pretty quickly.
They're off to their first job.
Let's go.
They get some initial information.
Second floor, 80 kilos.
An elderly man who died while surrounded by his family.
We pick up the deceased with our temporary coffin, the grey one, then place it in our cold storage. The family can call our customer service the next day to make an appointment to arrange the funeral.
Their trip to the cold storage hall will take them past Vienna's famed central cemetery. But first, they need to focus. Their job requires a dignified and respectful approach. For them, the job is routine, but for relatives, it's anything but. Are the Viennese really as relaxed about death as the local folk songs suggest?
In my experience, the bereaved, or people in Vienna in general, don't want to know about death. They tend to keep their distance, but when they're confronted with it, they're suddenly interested and want to know all about it. And they want a good funeral, and if they can afford it, a great funeral.
Preferably here, at the central cemetery. It's closed at night, but undertakers have their own key An Austrian poet once said, "Death must be Viennese." Nevivri says that's partly due to the central cemetery, famous around the world. Here, death is no taboo. On the contrary, those who choose to be buried here can boast of one day being a neighbour to famous composers such as Johann Strauss, Johannes Brahms, or Ludwig van Beethoven.
It's great at night when all the candles are lit. It has something mystical about it. It's a very big cemetery, 2.5 square kilometres, I think, over 3 million graves. It looks impressive. A lot of the graves are lit up.
The cold storage is at the far side of the cemetery. Their job usually ends here, but they would never leave a body naked or in dirty clothes. Respect demands a clean shroud. Nearly 10 p.m. Nevivri and his team have another 6 hours to go. Our next subject has little interest in death. Austrian rapper Bibiza is living life to the fullest. He's the bad boy of Vienna nightlife, with a reputation for excess. We meet him in Eden Bar, the living room of Vienna's upper crust. A perfect place with perfect manners. Except for Bibiza, who likes to stand out. And because he's a star, he gets away with it. He's like the shot of adrenaline the nightlife thinks it needs.
Vienna's nightlife is modest, I'd say. You have to make it yourself.
For Bibiza, that means testing the limits. We're expecting a night out like in one of his music videos. Vienna can be wild. The last celebrity to prove that was the 80s Rock Me Amadeus star Falco. Bibiza has picked up where he left off.
The night is usually good if you don't regret it too much and don't have too many stupid conversations with whoever.
He's apparently bored with our questions. The Viennese are often said to enjoy being rude. But before we leave, what does he think of Vienna?
I'm very proud to be Viennese. And I always love coming back here, especially after I've been away for a long time. For me, it's a real place to retreat to, a kind of relaxation zone away from all the other places I visit.
Time to move on. Tonight is an important night on the Viennese calendar. A dance with a long tradition is about to begin. Vienna City Hall is opposite the famous Burg Theatre. The festivities will last until the early morning. Deborah Grunberg is welcoming the guests of honour to the Concordia Ball in the Red Salon, one of Vienna's oldest balls.
She's already at the VIP table? Okay, thanks. It's great that you've come.
She has the most important job tonight.
I'm the master of the ball. I have to make sure everything at the Concordia Ball works, without problems.
The debutante's opening dance, for example, has to go smoothly. Their performance begins shortly. Friends Nina, Jack, Franziska and Marcel have never opened a ball together before.
I just hope it works, and we're not completely stressed out and like, the whole time because we're so nervous.
Being able to dance in front of a large audience is not something everyone can do. I'm happy to have the opportunity.
It feels so real and so special, and it's just all so beautiful.
One guest of honour is still looking for his table, a small stress test for the ball organiser. The big one is next, the opening dance with a polka composed especially for this evening.
I'll definitely be holding my breath during the opening dance. Firstly, the orchestra is premiering this new composition, and we haven't had much time to rehearse. And secondly, I know it's a big challenge in terms of the rhythm.
The entry with a leisurely pace. And it looks pretty good. The opening dance will be next. The sense of anticipation is palpable. But alas, speeches come first. 30 minutes worth. The polka and the waltz have to wait. But why do Viennese balls always have a waltz?
Excuse me, Vienna is the capital of the waltz. Where else would you have it?
The ball is run by the Concordia Press Club. The title of their new polka? Breaking News. Deborah Grunberg organises balls for a living. The Concordia is one of the most important. She says it's almost as beautiful as the famous Vienna Opera Ball. The city hosts over 450 balls a year, more than anywhere else in the world. Attending a traditional ball is all part of belonging to Viennese society. It's also an honour for the débutantes.
Honestly, the hardest part was standing for so long at the start. My feet hurt before we even got to dance. But then it was really fun. Tiny mistakes, but it was totally fine.
It was so much more fun for me tonight than any other time. I was really confident. I didn't make a mistake. I'm really surprised.
The ball master is also taking a quick breather, but not for long. Her job has only just begun. She has to ensure that everyone has fun, both old and young.
There was a time when we were afraid that only the older generations were interested, but that's no longer a concern at all. There's incredible demand from under 27-year-olds. The youth tickets have long been sold out.
The magnificent setting, fun and laughter are essential ingredients for a Vienna ball, and it's only just getting started.
The Concordia Ball is legendary.
But not everyone is enjoying the party. Vienna too has a homeless population, and the Praterstern train station is one place where they gather. But Vienna is also known as a charitable city, and hot soup is available every night at the same time. No charge. People like Teresa make it possible. She's a 23-year-old student who volunteers for a soup kitchen run by Caritas, a Catholic charity.
I feel a bit bad that I'm so privileged, that I have a roof over my head and these people don't. I'm just happy I can help a little by making sure they get some hot soup, a hot meal. At least they get something to eat each day.
The soup today is chickpea curry with sausage, a bit of a challenge for Teresa, who doesn't really like cooking. But working as a team makes it more fun. And there are just 2 rules.
The soup has to taste good, and we can't be late and keep our guests waiting.
Same time, same place, 365 days a year. Interacting with the diners is also very important for Teresa. It's not just about the food.
Many people say that it's their own fault if someone is homeless or has very little income, but that's just wrong. Everyone should take the time to meet these people and chat with them. They'd get a completely different impression.
Teresa has learned a lot about the people she serves, even though most don't want to talk, and she only has half an hour for each of her 4 stops.
Would you like bread with it? Brown or white? You're welcome. It's just right to give something back to society, and it warms my heart to hear someone say thank you. It's wonderful. Just a simple thank you is so fulfilling, and I think to myself, it's good that I'm doing this.
People are already lining up at Praterstern station. Teresa remembers one woman who found an apartment after being homeless for years. One of the rare happy stories. Most aren't so lucky. Sometimes it makes Teresa sad, but she's learned to deal with it. She doesn't judge and is kind to all.
Everyone needs that, not just me. It's so important. Anyone can come and eat some hot soup. It's wonderful.
Vienna takes care of those who fall between the cracks. There's special funding, places to sleep, and dedicated social workers. But without volunteers like Teresa, many at Praterstern station would have gone hungry tonight.
I always end the day by saying a prayer at home for each person I've seen, so I have a sense of completion.
Looking out for others is also typical Viennese. It's 11 p.m. and the trains are still running. That means it's the weekend, when the trains run all night. They transport Vienna's party animals to their various destinations, including the clubs. Vienna has a very active nightlife. We're off to one of the city's oldest clubs. We're joining Katja, alias DJ Pandora, who's heading to Vienna's famed Flex Club. DJ Pandora is a legend in the Vienna world of drum and bass.
The club is a safe space away from everything outside, everything from the day. That's how it's always been. People come here to escape for a night.
The party hasn't started yet. Katja's first task is the all-important sound check. She knows exactly what makes a great night and what can get in the way.
Something's vibrating again. I can hear clanging.
That's not good. The doors are about to open, and Katja's needed backstage. The other DJs are arriving. Katja booked them. The Flex Drum and Bass party is her baby, but it could still be a flop.
You can absolutely mess up a night. You have to ask yourself afterwards, okay, what happened? What did I do wrong? You might find you did nothing wrong. It was just a crap day.
There used to be a lot of those days, when drum and bass wasn't so well known. These days, Vienna is a mecca for D&B fans. DJs come from as far away as New Zealand. It's now midnight, and the adrenaline is pumping. Pandora's pulse is pumping too. She's on next.
I never get used to it. I still get the jitters before I go on. It's probably good because it gives you more drive.
DJ Pandora takes the stage. She took big risks and has come a long way.
Other people buy expensive cars on lease, some like expensive clothes. And I throw my money out the window for parties. And it took a long time. Gradually we became more and more famous for this sound in Vienna. And at some point it went boom.
A winner is a loser who tried one more time.
Pandora says the night is like a protective mantle. People do what they want at night, she says, not what they have to do. The vibe is more relaxed on the Danube Canal. Guests are dancing at the espresso bar too. Belly dancing. Mitra, the former boss, is still in the thick of it. But now her knee is hurting, and there's something she wants to tell us. Upstairs in her apartment, Mitra has packed up her things.
It's been like this for 2 years. Either I'll leave or I'll decide to stay. First, I'll look for a smaller apartment, because I don't need all this space. And then, I think, if I have to look for another apartment, I'll probably move to Belgrade for good.
Back to Serbia, her former homeland. She tried to leave once before.
15 years ago, I said, that's it, I'm closing. My goodness, I was flooded with mail. People wrote, you can't do that to us.
Mitra stayed in Vienna, but now she's no longer needed in the bar, and life in Vienna is expensive. In Serbia, it would be cheaper, she says, and part of her family is still there too. But it doesn't feel like home anymore. She says many expats in Vienna feel the same way.
You're not here, but there doesn't feel like home either. Somehow you don't know where you belong.
Serbia would be the sensible choice, she says, but her heart is here. And so she now spends many Vienna nights going back and forth in her mind, like commuters in the night.
I have a lot of Austrian friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have many compatriots here too. I've been through a lot with these people.
Vienna or Belgrade? It won't be decided tonight either.
Next year I'll have to make a decision.
It's now approaching 1 a.m. People coming from the opera or on their way to a nightclub head to Leo for a snack. One of Vienna's oldest sausage stands, or Wurstelstand, a Viennese tradition. Tonight, Leszek is on the night shift. He likes it when things move fast, with his work and his customers.
The ones that know what they want, that's what I like the best. Takeaway?
Tonight, things are going well. Most people know what they want, even if some struggle to keep up with lëzhek.
A thin Bosna sausage, please.
One sausage or two?
What?
One sausage or two?
Why?
Lëzhek has to work hard. The Viennese call it hakeln, when work's a slog. Some nights are a slog until morning.
It's not every night, but there are shifts where it's non-stop for 10 hours. You have to be fast.
The Viennese love their sausage stands. The humble Würstel stand is even recognized by UNESCO as part of Austria's cultural heritage. Plus, there aren't many places in Vienna where you can eat for less than 10 euros. Manager Vera Tondel arrives with fresh rolls for lëzhek.
It doesn't matter if you're a student, a professor, or a housewife. Everyone is treated equally at the Würstelstand.
Würstelstand steht, war nix für mich. Was da für ein Hitze hat, bei Tag und Nacht. Kannst dich aussudern lassen von den Drangler in Nacht. Und die Fetten von den Würsteln frisst sie in der Gewand. Wenn ein Würstelstand steht, ist angehalten. Schön, dass es gibt. Aber für mich war das nix.
Ich habe hier einen scharfen Käsekreiner, was ich total
I've got a spicy cheese sausage, which I love. I think Vienna's sausage culture is fire. It's great after an evening out, when you're a bit hungry. A beer and a sausage, and then all's right with the world.
It just worked out well because we were going by. We thought about getting a kebab, but a sausage is just somehow better. It's a Vienna tradition. You kind of have to.
And a sausage is not just a sausage. The Würstel stand offers a huge range.
We have the cheese sausage, Frankfurter, Debreczener, Burenwurst, and fat or thin grilled sausages. And now veggie too.
By far the most popular is the cheese. Known as a kreiner, it's a lightly smoked pork sausage with small chunks of cheese inside. But why are there no Vienna sausages?
A Vienna is a Frankfurter.
Come to Frankfurt, you'll find they have Vienna sausages.
No, they're Frankfurters, but I know you call them Viennese.
The night is progressing, and it's time for us to head back to the Wurstprater. Yes, even the amusement park has sausage in its name. The stores here are now starting to close. The entertainment centre will close its doors too shortly. Just one more round of air hockey. Manager Sylvia Lang is looking forward to closing time, and her partner.
You're tired from the day. You're just happy when the lights go out, when it all quietens down. It's like a magical time when everything suddenly goes quiet. It's somehow special. I love it.
Warte, Schluss, es ist vorbei.
But for Sylvia Lang, the night is far from over. The apprehension is written all over her face. Her partner Alfred has finally persuaded her to try out the Prater's high-flying carousel. Until now, she's managed to avoid it, as she's afraid of heights. Now, the Prater Tower awaits her. It's just a short walk away. And it's still open, just for the two of them. They're off, rising 117 meters over the streets of Vienna. In Vienna is slowly coming to an end. Back at the Concordia Ball, the debutantes have moved to the inner courtyard, where a party band is playing. The master of the ball is also here, somewhere. She can finally relax for the first time tonight, over a gin and tonic.
I'll also be happy to get back home and be able to relax.
Teresa and her team are also finished for the night. They finally get to enjoy some soup themselves.
Of course, it would be better if we weren't needed, but we're not there yet.
And at the Flex, DJ Pandora is watching the remaining guests. That's always been her closing ritual for the night.
It's the energy you feel. I sometimes stand at the back in the corner. I feel it just like I used to.
And then the sun begins to rise. The city prepares for another day. The shutters open at the Naschmarkt, Vienna's best-known market. The first customers will soon be arriving. The Schwarzen Kamel diner is also preparing to open. Upstairs, staff assemble the day's first sandwiches. While downstairs, the outdoor seating area is whipped into shape, ready for the day's first Americano. As a coffee, of course. Vienna is ready, cleaned up, freshened up, and rested. From now on, the day shift takes over. A new day, with new adventures. But that's another story.
Rauch auf, trink aus. Ich bin da, Baby, wenn du mich brauchst. Mucke laut, zieh mich aus. Ich bin da, Baby, wenn du mich brauchst. Wein in Wien, trinken Wein in Wien, Wein in Wien, trinken Wein in Wien, Wein in Wien, Wein in Wien, Wein in Wien. Zeig dir die Stadt mit der Tonole.